Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football and welcome back to my second video today. I was going to do this live stream anyway, but then I wanted to make a video earlier addressing Roy Keane's comments. So you've got two videos from me. You've got a video and you've got a live stream from me. And unfortunately, it's not going to be the most positive live stream. It's not going to be the most uplifting live stream because who are we talking about? Man United. Who are we talking about? The Man United players that I'm going to be honest with you guys. They just seem unbearable at the moment. Social media FC, drama FC, as MICAH was put in the chat. All managers should refuse to come into the Glazers, get out, as Gaz says. And yeah, basically, I'm just gonna be honest with you. This club, I hate it right now. We are drama FC. We are like a reality TV show. We're the Kardashians of the football world. Beef this, beef that, leaks this, leaks that. It's their fault. It's their fault. I'm getting benched. Why is Rangnick benching me? I want to leave. Why is he starting? Why am I not starting? Oh my God. Why is this player playing? Oh my God. Rangnick hasn't won enough. Well, you've been relegated and you've never won a trophy, mate. I tell you this now. This club, it is a mess. What the hell is going on at United? As Johnny says, you're absolutely correct. What is going on at this club? Also, guys, I'm going to be real with you a second. StreamYard keeps giving me notifications that their system is playing up. So if this stream lags, if there's any pausing, it's not me. Like, it won't be my Wi-Fi if this stream plays out. It is StreamYard. But let me get into it. Love Island FC, as Sean says. We literally are Love Island FC. We'll be going up to Rangnick and going, can I pull you for a chat? And he'll be like, I feel snaked out, Rangnick. Putting me on the bench for Alanga. Feel snaked out, well snaky in it. Not putting my eggs in your basket, Rangnick. Putting my eggs in Poch's basket. I tell you what, something like that is going on at Manchester United. We are absolutely Love Island FC. Dennis says a team of overpaid, spoiled brats, average footballers. Now, first of all, I'm going to get into the leaks. I'm going to read out the leaks that have come out. Do I believe every single one of these leaks is real? No. I don't believe in all these leaks. I think there's some credibility in the leaks, but I think some of them are just people making them out to get media, to get clicks. Do you know what I mean? But what I will say about the leaks is, looking at the performance versus Manchester City, looking at the players standing there, looking at the fact that some of the players just gave up. When there's leaks coming out about an attitude problem at Manchester United, I believe it, because there was an attitude problem on that pitch yesterday. So I don't believe every single leak. And I tell you what, Christian Falk, that journalist, tweeting about Ronaldo, honestly, you can sit down. That was such a dead tweet, you can sit down. I'm not even going to talk about that. When a journalist puts out something so awful that you're like, I'm not going to give you attention. But Christian Falk, has gone from a decent journalist to trashed here. He's gone from, he's gone from a reliable journalist to, Daily Star, Mirror, Sun tier. I tell you that now. Rangnick should walk to Gaz. And look, I wouldn't blame Rangnick for walking, but Rangnick is not the problem at Manchester United. I mean, if you want my honest opinion, what Roy Keane said today was spot on. Yes, guys, my video that I posted at about 12 o'clock UK time today, it's about a 7-minute video. You can go check it out after this video. It's where I addressed everything Roy Keane said. I read out what Roy Keane said and my response to it, because I thought Roy Keane got it spot on. And I think Roy Keane spoke for every Manchester United fan yesterday. I think Roy Keane was the voice that we needed, because some Man United pundits show a bit of favouritism, show a bit of English bias. I think Roy Keane just said it how it was, and what he said was absolutely spot on, and he hit the nail on the head. And Roy Keane, 14 Manchester derbies and not lost a single one. That is the attitude we need. And I tell you what, I was thinking this now. Sancho, Varane, De Gea, cool. The others off right now. Now, I love Bruno, and I don't actually have an issue with Bruno, but on current form, F off. I literally sit and think Sancho, Varane, De Gea, and the others can F off right now. That is how I feel, honestly. And I want to say, I'm going to read out the leaks that have come out on Ralph Rangnick. I'm going to read out the leaks on Maguire. I'm going to read out a story that's come out on Rashford that I believe is true, because it's come from Fabrizio Romano as well. But some of these players have more relegations to their name than they have trophies. Yet they have the audacity to come out and say that Ralph Rangnick isn't good enough to coach Manchester United, when some of these players aren't good enough to be here. And you know what? The standard at Manchester United has dropped. But a standard that should be expected at Manchester United is that when you play for Manchester United, you give it your all on the pitch. And some of these players are not good enough to be here, and they didn't give it their all on the pitch yesterday. So how dare these players, and a lot of these players know they could have tried harder because these players gave up versus Manchester City. How dare these players, after giving up versus Manchester City, try and deflect some blame on Ralf Rangnick? Now, there is some blame on Ralf Rangnick. I think he got his tactics wrong. I think he should have brought Matic on. I think his subs were wrong. I think there is blame on Ralf Rangnick. But at the end of the day, I do not care. We're hearing stories about Ten Hag today. We're hearing stories about Pochettino today. I sit here and I'm going to be honest with you guys. I do not care who the next manager is, because if they're stuck with this squad, they're going to fail. Pep Guardiola could have managed that game, and with the attitude, with the work rate, with the mentality of those players, we still would have lost. We still would have lost 4-1. I tell you this now, Rangnick could have got it better, but Pep, Klopp, they could manage Man United right now, and I don't think they'd succeed when all they've got to do is work with a bunch of crybabies, moan babies, and people that won't take blame for themselves. There's no Man United player that's really come out and took responsibility. Maguire is saying it's the attacker's fault. Mate, you conceded 4 goals and you're at fault for 3 of them. Are you blind? This is the problem. When Cristiano Ronaldo came in and he criticised some of the players, what did they do? They moaned and they fell out with Ronaldo and they wanted him gone. If you cannot take criticism, you cannot grow as a football player. Feedback, constructive criticism, you've got to take it. If your ego is so big that you think having criticism from Ralf Rangnick, having criticism from Ronaldo means that they're wrong and you don't like them, then you are the problem. Because Ralf Rangnick is an experienced coach. Cristiano Ronaldo is arguably the best player of all time. And if you can't take criticism from them, you need to pipe the hell down. Like, what is wrong with your ego to not be able to take criticism from them? And that's why we are so far behind Liverpool and City. Because I bet you if Ronaldo came to Liverpool, if Ronaldo came to City and he was criticising some of those players, they'd want to learn from Ronaldo. They'd want to take on his criticism and use that criticism as something to learn from and improve. The Man United players, when they criticise, they whine about Ronaldo. How dare he criticise me? Well, you've won nothing. He's won it all. He has every right to criticise you, and he's trying to criticise you to help you. So pipe down and learn. Step up. Ego, ego, ego FC. I tell you that now. The thing is, it doesn't matter if we win or we lose. These players will still get their 200k a week wages. So they probably sit there and go, yeah, we lost, it's shit. Oh, but I'm still getting my 200k a week. And that is the problem. It doesn't matter if we win or lose. They get the same wage. They don't care. They do not care. And it is a disgrace. And I said earlier, I said this, guys. If you run a club like a circus, then the players are going to act like clowns. And we've got a clown for a centre-back. Our board has ran us like an absolute circus these last few years. An absolute bloody circus our board has been these last few years. And they wonder why half the players at this club are bloody clowns. We lose to Manchester City. And to be fair, I don't want those apologies. I don't want social media FC. I don't want the we go again apologies. But we lose to Manchester City and I'd like players to take responsibility. But instead of taking responsibility, the day after we lose to Manchester City, what is it? Leaks, blaming Rangnick. Leaks, blaming Ronaldo. Defenders blaming attackers. Every single player is blaming someone else for that loss. And if you're a player on that pitch and you don't blame yourself and you don't think that was your fault, then you are deluded. You are absolutely deluded. If you're Harry Maguire and you generally think you weren't at fault for that loss and it's Ronaldo's fault, it's whoever's playing up top's fault, bloody Pogba's fault, Bruno's fault, Alanga's fault, then you are deluded. And the problem is, these players, as soon as the going gets tough, as Roy Keane said, as soon as the going gets tough, what do? They cry, they whinge, they blame everyone else. There's a massive mentality problem at Manchester United. And Ralf Rangnick came out and the ESPN said that Ralf Rangnick has identified a lack of ability to overcome adversity in the squad he inherited from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And sources from ESPN said that only McTominay and Luke Shaw were regarded those consistently displaying those qualities since he took charge in December. So obviously De Gea, Varane and Sancho is a given, but on top of that, only Luke Shaw and McTominay are the only 5 players Ralf Rangnick thinks actually have mentality. A joke. And guys, look, I apologise if the stream keeps buffering. It is StreamYard. Is it okay? I just think, honestly, the club is a mess. It is an absolute mess. We should not have brought Maguire. We need to sell him. We have to sell him. He is not good enough for Manchester United. And I saw the dumbest tweet in the world today. It was by some American. They call football soccer. So no, I'm joking. Americans know football. That was a joke, guys. But anyway, he was saying that Maguire, Bruno, and Rashford had been our 3 best players the last 3 seasons. And I could put Bruno and Rashford in that. Bruno 100% goes in that. You can argue Rashford, but Rashford did have 2 good seasons for us. Maguire, no. Like, no. Maguire has been bang average since he's joined Man United. And they're saying, how dare you criticise Maguire recency bias? No, Maguire's been crap for 3 years, mate. I don't know where he was getting it from. I don't. Like, and also, if you're one of those fans saying, bring Ollie back, what we saw for 25 minutes versus Man City under Rangnick is what we saw for 90 minutes versus Man City at home when we played them under Ollie. 2-0, 4-1. Okay, the 4-1 scoreline is worse, but that Ollie's performance versus Man City was probably worse, just with a more flattering scoreline. Let's be real. And Ollie lost 4-1 to Watford. All right. So stop saying bring Ollie back. Stop saying it's Rangnick's fault. Yes, Rangnick could have improved. Yes, Ralph Rangnick could have done better. But at the end of the day, I'm hearing this Ten Hag this, Ten Hag that, Poch this. I do not care who's in, Ten Hag, Poch. I couldn't care if Pep Guardiola mysteriously came to us. I couldn't care who the next manager is, because if these players don't sort out their attitude, if we don't get rid of some of these players, we're never going to succeed. The board need to go, and some of these players need to go. I tell you this now, 2 of our players have criticised the attack for the Man City loss. 2. One of the first teamers blamed Ronaldo for being in Portugal as the reason to why Manchester United lost. I mean, that infuriates me. We lose and you come out blaming Ronaldo. I'm sorry. How dare you? Oh, it's not my fault we lost. Ronaldo fucked off to Portugal. It pissed us off that we went to Portugal and not to City to support us. It's Ronaldo's fault we lost. No, it's your fault because you stood bloody still. You stood still for the last 10 minutes. You're like, yeah, let them have 92% possession. 3-1 down. God, you can make it 3-0. Have some faith. Have some belief. None at all. Absolutely wound me up. You know what? I'm going to read out the leaks for you guys. Ollie is probably the reason why these players are a bunch of pussies, says Gaz. And I think you're right. Ollie was too nice to them. Honestly, a clear out. Manchester United must go forward 100%. It's an entitled bunch. I mean, let me know your thoughts down below. Strawberry generation footballers, honestly. But let me get into the leaks, okay? Let me read these out, guys. Honestly, if this doesn't wind you up, I don't know what will. All right. Certain fringe players, this has come from the Manchester Evening News, Samuel Luckhurst, all right? Certain fringe players at Manchester United identified a lack of ability to overcome adversity within the I've read out the wrong one. Samuel Luckhurst from the Manchester Evening News said that certain fringe players at Manchester United are still expressing bitterness at being overlooked in favour of a direct rival. That came out from Samuel Luckhurst. He said that some players at Manchester United are unimpressed with Rangnick's background in Germany, where his sole major triumph was the German Cup. And some Manchester United players have decided the interim manager Ralph Rangnick's CV is disclassified and are dissatisfied with his methods. Certain players have questioned why United hired him as the coach. So Man United players are saying, yeah, we don't like Rangnick. They don't like how they're being overlooked by Ralph Rangnick. And certain Man United players are complaining that Ralph Rangnick doesn't have the CV to be at Manchester United. And some Man United players are refusing to listen and learn from Ralph Rangnick because they think they're better than him. Basically, if you're a Manchester United player and you think, what can Rangnick tell me? He's only won a German Cup. I'm not going to listen to him. Then actually, you're the problem. Not Ralph Rangnick. You're the problem. Okay? How dare you? How can you, seriously, after that performance, think it's okay to put some leaks out on Rangnick? No, it's not. Rangnick's a good coach. He's an experienced coach. You can learn from him. But if you're not willing to learn from him, if you look at it and go, well, he's not experienced enough, I'm not going to learn from Rangnick, then that is why you are the bloody problem at this club. Stop putting blame on other people and accept responsibility. That is a message to some of these Man United players. They need to go out there and they need to accept some responsibility. They're not. No, it's Rangnick's fault. He's not experienced enough. Maguire has more relegations than trophies. Our captain has more relegations than trophies, but he's blaming everyone else. Whoever's leaking these stories about Ralph Rangnick, I guarantee you, probably has more relegations than trophies as well. A lot of these players have never won a trophy in this life. A lot of these players are not even good enough to be at Manchester United. They're not even Manchester United standard, yet they're questioning Ralph Rangnick. How hypocritical is that? I mean, some of these players are not good enough for Manchester United, yet they are saying Ralph Rangnick's not good enough for Manchester United. What an absolute joke. What an absolute joke of a club. Absolutely embarrassing. Guys, please do smash a like on the video if you have not already. And of course, subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football if you are new. If you do want to stay up to date with all the latest Manchester United news, transfer news, updates, and more, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because I go live every single evening giving you the latest on Manchester United, giving you updates on Manchester United and all of that. So make sure you smash a like, make sure you smash a subscribe and all of that. Bish, bash, bosh. I do apologise again if this stream is a little bit laggy. It is just StreamYard playing up. Like, it's generally not my fault. StreamYard's just absolutely messing up today. When does Maguire's contract end? Honestly. And now I quickly, before I get into the next talking point, the manager won more than Ollie did as a manager. Exactly. Well, Ollie won stuff in Norway, but I guess in a major league, yeah. But I want to show you this. Before I get into my next topic, I want to show you this. So we're on Twitter here. And listen, look at this. Look at this. So this is the Manchester United Twitter bio. Come buy a kit, 35% off. Man, okay, our Twitter bio is promoting our kits. Come buy a kit, 35% off. Money. Man City's Twitter bio is about, getting help and promoting that they've won trophies. Liverpool's Twitter bio is about standing up to hate. And Chelsea's Twitter bio is champions of the world. So Liverpool and City have put something good in their bio. Chelsea have flexed that they're champions of the world. Instead of putting anti-racism things in their bio, instead of putting stand to hate in their bio, the Manchester United bloody Twitter bio is come buy a kit. And that says it all about our club. All the other top clubs, their bio isn't come get 35% off the home kit. Their bio isn't trying to sell you anything. All the other top clubs are not trying to sell you something in their bio. We're not talking about our club. We're literally using our bio to go sell something because we're Profits FC, Marketing FC, Money FC. We are run by clowns. Sorry, no, we're a circus with players that are clowns and run like a circus. Disgraceful. It just sums up our club. They only care about money, profit, social media. And it reflects on the players. The owners running this club like a circus has meant the players are acting like clowns. The owners caring about social media and PR has meant that the players care more about social media, PR, how they look, than how they perform on a pitch. Roy Keane said it spot on. These players are more bothered about their appearance, their cars, their hair, than how they look on a pitch. When Ralph Rangnick criticised Lingard, when Ralph Rangnick criticised Martial, instead of doing the professional thing and talking to Rangnick privately, Martial and Lingard both went out publicly and tried to call Rangnick a liar. The disrespect to your coach is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Because our players care more about how they look on social media than anything else right now. They're just like our bloody owners. Social media FC, PRSC. Doesn't matter what we do on the pitch. As long as we look good on social media, as long as we keep up a good image, as long as we get our money from shirt sales, as long as I get my wage. No, it's a joke. Absolute joke. We are run by clowns. Honestly, what the hell is going on at Manchester United? What's up with all these leaks? I agree with you. What is up with all these leaks? Smash a like on the video if you are fed up with leak after leak after leak after leak. I tell you this now, deadest joke of the year, but I bet you all they eat in the bloody dining room at Manchester United is bloody leaks because it seems that's all they're doing. I think they spend more time leaking news than they do in bloody training. Because these leaks are absolutely doing my head in. And I'm not saying that all these leaks are legit. Some of these leaks I look at and I think bullshit. Like the Ronaldo having a strop that he was bench leak. I think that's absolute bullshit. But I tell you what, I am fed up of these leaks. And if you agree with me that you're fed up of these leaks, smash a like on today's video because I'm absolutely getting fed up with leak after leak after leak. Leak FC is doing my head in. It has come out again by the Manchester Evening News that apparently, and this came out this morning, and I'm sure you guys are aware of this story, and apparently, Marcus Rashford is unhappy with being benched. This is the next story coming out. Marcus Rashford is unhappy about being benched. The Manchester Evening News said that Marcus Rashford is considering his future at Manchester United after he was left out the starting 11 for a defeat to City. Sources saying he's training well and in good spirits, but concede is not transmitting to match days. Well, look, Marcus Rashford, I love you, Marcus Rashford, but Rangnick was right benching you. And this is a message to Marcus Rashford. Would you give Mourinho and Moyes another chance? No, it's the players, not the manager. I don't think they could do much more, but thanks for the super chat, Paro. But back to Marcus Rashford, yeah? If it's true that Marcus Rashford is angry at Rangnick for benching him, then Marcus Rashford really needs to work on his mentality. Now, I believe Marcus Rashford, and this isn't because he's British, and this isn't because he's an academy player, but this is because I know he's a fan of the club. I believe Marcus Rashford cares about the club. I believe Marcus Rashford has a decent mentality. But if it's true that Marcus Rashford is coming out and saying that he's angry at Rangnick for benching him and he can't understand why he's been benched, then that is a joke. If Marcus Rashford cannot understand why he's been benched in the Manchester derby, then he's a problem as well. Because I like Rashford, but he deserved to be benched in that Manchester derby because he's been absolutely dreadful lately. Absolutely bloody dreadful. And if he can't see that, then again, he's a problem at this club. If these players can't see how bad they've been, if these players can't see how embarrassing they were versus Manchester City, then we're never going to improve. Because to improve, you've got to learn from failures. They always say success is made from failures. And if we're refusing to learn from our failures, aka not taking responsibility for the City loss, not letting Ronaldo criticise us without getting offended, not thinking it's our fault, then we're never going to be successful. Because the key to being successful is to learn from failure, to improve from failure, not put blame on others, not make excuses. And what are we doing? Excuse FC, blame everyone else FC, blame Rangnick's CV FC. I'm sorry, look at your CV, Mr. Relegation. Honestly, absolute joke. Gaz says he hates his whole team, and look, this team is so unlikable. Shashi says even if Ten Hag comes, there still are high chances that we'll be in this shit again with this sort of average mentality. We have a great history, but our future is dark because of stubborn Glazers. Absolutely right there, mate. And my 10-year-old brother has a better mentality than these players. I tell you what, this glass here, this glass I'm holding probably has a better attitude than some of these players. It's fragile like these players, this glass, but probably has a better attitude. Absolute joke. MC says, ain't no manager taking Man U anywhere where they need to be. As you said, Ralph can't force a player being a highly competitive professional, given they wouldn't be professional footballers if not. And look, what I mean is, and I agree, it doesn't matter if it's Ten Hag, it doesn't matter if it's Poch right now. Because Pep Guardiola could be manager of Man United and we'd probably make him look shit. We'd throw him under the bus. Because bare minimum, a manager should expect their players to try. A manager, at the least, should be expecting their players to try. But Manchester United players did not even try. They stood there. They stood still. You can't blame Rangnick for the fact that his players don't care. When you see the players not running around, you can question the tactics. But when you see Man City having 92% possession, when you see the players not running around, you know that is on the players. And I think Ten Hag could be there. I think Poch could be there. I think Conte could be there. I think bloody Alex Ferguson wouldn't let that happen. Pep could be there. Klopp could be there. It is the players for me. Prima Donna FC says, Paul, you're absolutely right. You can't blame Varane either. It's not on Varane. And I will say, we are shit without Varane. We are absolutely shocking without Varane. You take Varane out of that back line and it gets exposed. Absolutely gets exposed. Harry Maguire is the worst centre-back at our club right now. Yet for some reason, he's captain and first choice. Harry Maguire is the worst captain in Manchester United history. He is the worst captain we've ever had. It's embarrassing that we call Harry Maguire captain. If I'm going to be honest with you, I think it's really embarrassing that we're even calling Harry Maguire captain. He's absolutely dreadful. 3 of those goals, he was at direct fault, silly fault. The marking on the set piece. The thing that bugged me the most, and I know I picked on Harry Maguire a lot lately, and the reason I picked on Harry Maguire more than any other player lately is because he wears the captain's armband. Why is Scott McTominay coming out and doing the post-match interview? Where's our captain when we lose 4-1? Why is our captain staying silent? Why is our captain hiding? Why is Scott McTominay coming out and doing the interview? Why are you hiding, Maguire? How can you be a captain of a club like Manchester United if you can't even face the media after a bad performance? Honestly, one of the reasons this dressing room is so bad is because our captain can't control the dressing room. If Roy Keane was Manchester United captain right now, no leaks would be coming out. There would be control in the dressing room and he'd have respect. If the players don't respect their captain because they can see their captain's bang average, then why is he our captain? Because no one's listening to him. No one wants to listen to him. So why is he our captain? If he's bang average, he shouldn't be our captain. It's disgraceful. We are clowning around. This team is clowning around. 80 million down the drain. You could say it's not Harry's fault, but he's Manchester United captain. He won't even speak to the media after the loss. He's complaining. He's blaming the attackers. There was a report that came out saying that, Maguire thought it was Ronaldo's fault for not showing up. And, it upset the team spirit. BS. You're just not good enough. As soon as Rangnick comes in and he demands to play a high line and more flexible style of football, you're not being protected by McFred and being protected by a low line. Maguire gets exposed for the shocking centre-back that he is, and he can't handle it, so he's blaming everyone else. He can't even go to the media. Honestly, I'm absolutely fuming with the squad. Brian says, blame Ollie, he spoiled them for 3 years. I think you're right. I like Ollie, but Ollie was too nice to these players. Ollie let these players walk all over him. And these players were used to having so much player power, so much control, that now Ralph Rangnick's come in and he's given these players a bit of discipline. Now Ronaldo's come in and given these players a bit of criticism. They can't handle it. It started with, how dare Ralph Rangnick not let me leave training till after 5. I've got to drive home in the dark. So, oh my God, Ralph Rangnick's making us do performance analysis homework. Ralph Rangnick's training sessions are too hard. Ralph Rangnick shouldn't be here, only though even 3 weeks in the job and they were saying Ralph Rangnick shouldn't be here because he's not good enough. Some of these players aren't good enough, yet they're calling the manager not good enough. What is the wrong with this ego at this club? Honestly, I used to call us Passion FC. We're just moaning FC. We're just excuses FC. Honestly, it's a joke. McFred, Maguire, Lindelof's fault today. McFred, Maguire and Lindelof were absolutely atrocious versus Manchester City, and they've got to admit that. It's come out by Samuel Luckhurst that a dressing room source said the players find it bizarre how Manchester United's season has unravelled, and some acknowledged the blame could not be pinned on Rangnick, contracted to manage United for 6 months. Some Man United players, like Luke Shaw, like Cristiano Ronaldo, have come out and said you can't put the blame on Ralph Rangnick. Other Manchester United players are leaking stories, putting the blame on Ralph Rangnick. That is the mentality issues. The players blaming Ralph Rangnick and saying Ralph Rangnick's not good enough to be here and think Ralph Rangnick's the reason we are a failure are the players that should be leaving Manchester United. The players that have come up publicly and back Ralph Rangnick are the players that we keep. The players that have undermined Ralph Rangnick, done leaks about Ralph Rangnick, are the players we should sell. Because the mentality should be, it doesn't matter who your coach is, you're going to give it your all for this club. You're going to accept who the coach is. You're going to be willing to learn from the coach. If you think that coach is not good enough to manage you, then you've got an attitude problem. And if you've got an attitude problem, I don't want you at this club. So the players that want Ralph Rangnick gone, the players that are blaming Ralph Rangnick for the City loss, they can go. The players sticking up for Ralph Rangnick and admitting they have responsibility, you can stay. Because I tell you what, Liverpool and City are a level ahead of us ability-wise. We know Liverpool and City are a level ahead of us ability-wise. That's a given. That's absolute facts. But Liverpool and City are not just a level ahead of us ability-wise. They've got a better mentality than us. They've got a better work rate than us. And one of the reasons Liverpool and City are so clear of us is work rate, mentality, attitude. Because we don't have one at the moment. We give up. We give up FC. Oh, when the going gets tough, we give up. You're professional footballers. You're on 200k a week. And you give up when the going gets tough. It's an absolute joke. Another story came out, and this story absolutely enraged me. This story really got to me, guys. But it was said, and this is from the Manchester Evening News, that one Manchester United player has described a teammate as a teacher's pet due to their regular appearances. I don't care that there's favouritism at Manchester United. I don't care. But if you're seriously getting angry calling him a teacher's pet because he's playing all the time, then why don't you step up in training? Why don't you do what you need to do to play? Because I know this ain't Donny, because Donny's at Everton. So I know it. So there's no player that's been treated. The only player I think has been treated really unfairly is Donny. I feel a bit sorry for Dean Henderson. I feel a bit sorry for Lingard. I feel a bit sorry for Baye. But the only player that's actually been treated unfairly is Donny, and he's gone. So whether this player is saying teacher's pet FC and saying that this player's a teacher's pet and that's why they're playing, well, why don't you become a teacher's pet? Why don't you show Rangnick some respect? Why don't you step up in training? Why don't you prove a chance to play? Because right now, after that performance to Manchester City, I think anyone that puts a good performance in the training can start. Because other than Jadon Sancho, David De Gea and Rafa Varane this season, no one has had good enough form to warrant a start for Manchester United. So honestly, stop complaining about teacher's pet. People saying it's Rashford on Elanga. People saying it's Baye or Maguire. I do not care who it is. But if you're actually moaning about a player getting game time, shut up. Get on with it. Play better. It came out as well that Eric Bailly is irked by the continued presence of Harry Maguire on the side, and Bailly is open to leaving. And I understand that completely with Eric Bailly, but we shouldn't be letting those leaks go out. And Diego Dalot is also frustrated and understood to be annoyed with his withdrawal from the team after starting 8 successive matches. And I tell you what, if Diego Dalot does not start our next match, I will be angry. Dalot should start our next match. Wan-Bissaka was awful. I agree. Maguire has to be dropped. Dalot can start and Maguire drops. That's what I'm saying. And Donny is playing tonight. And Donny had City in his pocket. I tell you this now. I'm so glad Donny van der Beek got away from this. Donny van der Beek, I love you. I am so glad Donny got away from this. Because the Ollie sexuals out there on Twitter were blaming Donny for the leaks. Donny ain't the reason there's leaks coming out. Donny's left and there's still leaks coming out. It's an absolute joke. MTS says he feels bad for Rangnick. And guys, if you feel bad for Ralph Rangnick, smash a like on the video. Because you know what? I feel bad for Ralph Rangnick. I feel real bad for Ralph Rangnick. And if you do as well, make sure you smash a like on today's video. Also, guys, please do subscribe if you're new. If you're new to Alice Talks Football and you've not hit that subscribe button, please do go and subscribe. We're on the road to 31,000 subscribers, 790 subscribers or 31k. So please do subscribe. If your Glazers out, smash a like on the video. If you think Manchester United players have got an attitude problem, smash a like on the video. So smash a like, smash a subscribe, bish, bash, bosh on that. But honestly, the Ollie sexuals blaming Donny for the leaks. You're wrong. Donny's gone. There's still leaks. The Ollie sexuals saying Ollie would have done better. Ollie lost 4-1 to Watford, mate. And the Ollie sexuals saying that Maguire apparently is not at fault for that game. You're having a laugh because he's our captain. The reason I put more blame on Maguire than anyone else is because as a captain, I have a standard expectation and he does not fit that. Thank you, Dennis, for the super chat. He says, where is Bai? Bai was injured and now he's just been benched for Maguire. I will lose it if Harry Maguire's not benched for our next game. I will lose it. What's an Ollie sexual? It's just people that are obsessed with Ollie and probably get off to pictures of Ollie because they think he's done no wrong. Look, I like Ollie, but he did deserve to be sacked. But these are the people that don't think Ollie deserves to be sacked. Someone says Bruno has an inflated ego. I don't think Bruno's a problem. All right, and maybe our favouritism towards Bruno. I'm not worried about Bruno. Yes, Bruno's in poor form, but Bruno has that elite mentality. Do you know what I mean? Bruno has that elite mentality and Ronaldo has that elite mentality. Although Bruno Ronaldo's form's questionable, I wouldn't question the mentality. I won't question Luke Shaw's mentality, even though he's been bang average. I won't question Scott McTominay's mentality, even though he's been bang average. I won't question Ronaldo's mentality. No one can. If you question Ronaldo's mentality, you're an idiot. I won't question Bruno's mentality. I won't question De Gea's mentality. I won't question Varane's mentality. And I won't question Sancho's mentality. But every other player at Manchester United right now looks like they've got a big attitude problem. A big, big attitude problem. Phil Jones gives us all one like most of them. Phil Jones can go in there. Players at Manchester United that don't have an attitude problem. Phil Jones, David De Gea, Cristiano Ronaldo. Who are they here under? Ferguson. Varane's fine. Sancho's fine. They're the only ones performing at the moment. Cool. And I don't think Bruno has an attitude problem, even though he's been dreadful lately. I don't. Okay? All the others, I think they've got a big, big problem. And Ralph Rangnick has said that apparently Luke Shaw and McTominay are the only players that have actually spoken out and defended Ralph Rangnick. I think there's a reason. Look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Scott McTominay, for me, he's a bench player. Scott McTominay, for me, is not the standard to be a week in, week out start for Manchester United. But what Scott McTominay gives you is a player that's going to try week in, week out, a player that's going to run around. And I don't like saying that. Run around FC, passion over talent. You know what I mean? But with Scott McTominay and Luke Shaw, that might be bang average players, at least they're sticking up for the manager. At least they're working hard in training. At least they've got the right attitude. At least they're not the players giving up. Same with Varane. At least he's not giving up. Varane's a good player as well. A lot of these players aren't good enough and they're giving up as well. McTominay is the teacher's pet, so Darryl, I wouldn't be surprised if McTominay is the teacher's pet. But right now, you know, McTominay, I don't think he's good enough, but he's one of the only likeable ones. Right now, McTominay, Luke Shaw, De Gea, Phil Jones, Ronaldo and Bruno are the only players I think that have got a decent mentality at Man United. And 3 of the players that I named have been crap all season. I'm not going to lie. United need to be a losers club for a few years to become good again. And this is, do you know what? I'm going to be 100% real with you guys. Do you know what upsets me the most? Is, you know, we've had shit seasons, but like before the season, I had no expectation. We've had shit seasons where I go, if we get top 4, that'd be cool. This season was about title race. This season was about challenging for the Champions League. This season, we were saying before the season kicked off, top 4 and a trophy is what we expect minimum. We're saying before the season, top 4 and a trophy. Now it looks like we're going to get neither. Neither. And what hurts the most about this season is I had expectations that we were actually going to have a good season. I actually thought for a change, Manchester United might have a successful season, might have a good season. This is why this hurts so much, because I had a bit of expectation. I expected better. I expected a lot better from Manchester United this season. And the reason it hurts so much, these recent performances hurt so much, is because I thought we were going to be good this season. And we've actually probably had our worst season ever. I've never wanted a season to end as much as I want this season to end. I think this has generally been our worst season, because this club is an absolute mess. And we were thinking title challenge. Someone's saying Ollie got top 2. Yeah, but Ollie put us in this mess to begin with. Ollie was nowhere near top 2 when he got sacked. So I think that's irrelevant. Gaz says we don't deserve top 4, and you're right, Gaz. And when the captain gives up, the whole team gives up. And the captain needs to be dropped. He needs that armband removed and he needs to be dropped because he is the worst captain in Manchester United history. He's got no elite mentality. None at all. None. You'll finish 8th this season. Honestly, I'll be glad we finished 8th. Get rid of all that deadwood. You know what? Finishing 8th was the best thing that ever happened to Arsenal. They could get rid of the players that didn't want to be here. And look at Arsenal right now. Let's have a look at Arsenal. Have Arsenal got a better squad than us? No. Are Arsenal outperforming us? Yes. Because Arteta got rid of every single player causing problems that didn't want to be here, including his captain Aubameyang. And all of a sudden, Arsenal's young players are playing well because Arsenal is full of a team of professionals, players enjoying their football and players wanting to play for Arsenal. And yes, Arsenal have a worse team than us, but they're playing a lot better. And I bet we all wish we were Arsenal right now because they're doing all right. And that's because they got rid of their captain causing problems that wasn't good enough. They got rid of their players causing problems and they've started fresh again. And finishing 8th was the best thing that happened to Arsenal because they could get rid of those people in the dressing room. And you know what? Maybe we need to finish 8th to get rid of the toxicity in the dressing room. Maybe we need to start playing the youngsters. Maybe we need to sacrifice the next season as well just to get the deadwood out and give the youngsters a chance and build forward for the future. Maybe we do. Because it's worked for Arsenal. And I'll tell you this now, you need talent, but you also need mentality. And we have some good players, but they're overpaid. Their ego is overcompensated for, and that is the reason we're struggling. Players that cannot take criticism, players that blame everyone else but themselves, and that is why we are so far behind. Some of these players on 200-300k a week. Arsenal brought young players, and I tell you what, we need to be buying young players. We need to not give out stupid wages. Honestly, guys, please do hit the like on this video. If you've not hit that like button, what are you doing? Please do smash a like on today's video if you have not already. And by the way, if you're watching right now and you are new to Alice Talks Football, please do subscribe down below. I go live pretty much every single evening on Alice Talks Football. I do videos most days as well. So for a mixture of live streams and videos, I've done a 50-50 split. So I'll do live streams on match days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. I do live streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. I do videos Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. But obviously, if there's a match, I do a live stream. So if you want daily Manchester United content, please do subscribe down below. It'd be very much appreciated. There's an infection. There's a big infection at Manchester United. There's a massive infection here. We are run by morons. The Glazers need to go. The Glazers have caused this mess. At the end of the day, you know, the Glazers have caused this mess because they've let a manager with players walk all over them stay in for too long. They've fucked up recruitment. I'm going to talk to you guys. All right? I'm going to throw something out here. Listen, Ed Woodward made £4 million a year. Okay? I mean, if Ed Woodward can get £4 million a year for doing fuck all, then I should at least be getting £10 million a year. Because Ed Woodward, Ed Woodward, what did he do? A Gallo over Haaland. Ed Woodward chose a Gallo over Haaland. Do you know his reasoning for that? Because he didn't want to deal with Mino Raiola. Ed Woodward was too lazy to deal with Mino Raiola and didn't want to spend an extra £2-3 million that we got a Gallo instead of Erling Haaland. Ed Woodward decided it was okay to spend 150 million on Wan-Bissaka, Daniel James, and Harry Maguire. Ed Woodward said no to Ruben Dias for 50 million and went and brought Maguire for 80 million. Ed Woodward told Ollie he couldn't have Jude Bellingham for 30 million. Ed Woodward told Ollie he couldn't get Sancho in that first season. Ed bloody Woodward. Ed Woodward, I'm glad he's gone. Richard Arnold, he better be better than Ed Woodward. But the board need to restructure. The structure of this board is horrendous. I'm so glad Ed Woodward's gone, but realistically, we need a manager that's going to come in and be given full power, because this is, for me, this is the problem. Okay, I'll go back to full screen. Is everything all right? For me, this is the problem. When you have a manager that the board are not giving much power to, the board are ignoring, the board are showing no respect to, how can you expect the players to? The players can literally see the lack of respect shown to Ralf Rangnick from the board. Ralf Rangnick said, yeah, go sell Lingard. The board said, fuck off, Ralf. We want to keep Lingard. Ralf Rangnick told the board to buy these players. They were basically like, fuck off, Ralf. We want to keep these players. All right? The board. If the players can see how the owners and the board treat Ralf Rangnick, how they undermine Ralf Rangnick, how they don't listen to the manager. So the players themselves, I feel like, believe that because the owners and the board disrespect Ralf Rangnick and undermine him and don't listen to him, they can do the same. I generally think the attitude attitude from the board towards the manager is reflected on the players, because that's what they see. Well, the board don't want to listen to him, so why should I? He can't be that good if the board don't want to listen to him. You know, he's done this, you know. The attitude from the board is reflected on the players. And I think the first way to get the attitude problem to change at Manchester United would be to address some of the problems. This would be by making sure the new structure of the board. Ed Woodward is gone. Richard Arnold is in. John Murter is in. We think we've got a co-sporting director coming in, but they haven't confirmed. Ralph Rangnick's getting a consultancy role. In the summer, Ralph Rangnick's going to take control of that footballing side. And Ralph Rangnick's going to go to Ten Hag, go to Poch, go to whoever our next manager is, and say, you can get rid of anyone you want and you can buy anyone you want this summer. Tell me what you want done. And maybe then, when the players see that the board and the owners are starting to take the manager seriously, will the players think, oh, we've got to take that manager seriously? Because they can see that the manager's not being taken seriously by those higher up, and they think, why should we? Doesn't matter. And Manchester United will only be a successful club when we get those toxic players out, we change the dressing room mentality, but also we need to back the manager to become a successful club. Okay? It doesn't matter if we have Pep Guardiola as manager. It doesn't matter if we get Erik ten Hag as manager. It doesn't matter if we get Nagelsmann as manager. If the board decide to undermine the next manager, like they've undermined every single manager post Sir Alex Ferguson, the cycle of Manchester United is going to be repeated. And what is the cycle of Manchester United? Okay? A decent season. We have a decent season. Then we have a shocking season. We rebuild. Top four. Decent season. Shocking season. Rebuild. Manager sacked. This big cycle. The only way we can succeed and the only way we can become successful is if we get in a good manager that someone like Ralph Rangnick chooses, not who the board want, not Poch because the board want them, not Poch because the players want. We get an actual footballing professional to recruit the best manager, Ten Hag, that is available, Ten Hag, okay? But not only do we recruit Ten Hag, but we give him 3 seasons and 3 transfer windows when we fully back him. The board do not want to sell Harry Maguire in the summer. The board will say to Erik ten Hag when he comes in, you have to play Maguire. He cost 80 million. He's captain. You've got to play him because we don't want to lose his value. The board need to go, you know what? We might only get 25 million for Maguire in the summer, and it might be embarrassing. It might be a big loss to take. But the only way we can move forward is if we're willing to get rid of the players that aren't good enough. So the board need to, if Ten Hag doesn't want Maguire, the board say, all right, we're going to sell Maguire for 30 million, even though we take a fat L, because that's what we need to do to move forward. The problem is they're not selling the players the manager wants sold because they know they'll make a loss because of their bad recruitment. So bad recruitment has got us in this mess to begin with, but bad ownership is keeping us in this mess because they want to save face. So they think if we make Maguire play every game, if we give Maguire captaincy, it will make him look worth 80 million. We'll be lucky to get 40 million from Maguire. Take 40 million from Maguire and invest it elsewhere because he's 30. He's never going to be Man United quality. He's not Man United quality and he's not our captain. If the manager doesn't want Maguire, you sell him. If the manager decides he doesn't want Pogba, you let him go. You don't give him 500k a week contract. If the manager decides he doesn't want Rashford, you sell him. If he doesn't want Bissaka, you sell him. It doesn't matter if the board want to keep these players. If the manager says he's not going to use these players, sell them. Because if a manager doesn't want a player and they're still at the club, they're not going to play. And what has caused the dressing room issues? Players getting frustrated they're not playing because we've kept players at this club that the manager doesn't want to play, which means that player's getting frustrated, that player's getting upset, which reflects on the dressing room. So we're going to sell players that aren't playing. We're going to sell players that the manager doesn't want, so we're not causing dressing room issues. And we're actually going to buy the manager who he wants. You know, if Erik ten Hag says he wants these 3 strikers and he gives us an order, first choice, second choice, third choice, don't go for the third choice because it's the cheapest. Go for his first choice at all costs. Go for his first choice in every single position. Okay? I'm fed up. I hope someone buys out the Glazers, says Gaz. You're absolutely correct. Honestly, 40 million, who on earth would buy such an expensive fridge? Honestly, the board are the issue. Ten Hag, honestly, if Ten Hag tells the board to F off, I don't blame him. Now, I want Ten Hag at Manchester United, but he has every single right. If he wants to tell the board to F off, if he wants to tell the board to do one, fair play to you, Erik ten Hag. I completely understand why you think that. Honestly. Thank you, Niloy, for the super chat. Every overhyped, overpaid should be questioned for their dignity and mentality. Do we deserve this shit every weekend as a United fan? You're absolutely spot on. Thank you very much for the super chat, Niloy. We don't deserve this. You're paid £200,000 a week, and the fans, at a bare minimum, just expect you to run around and give it your all. We know Man City's quality above us. We know Man City are a better team than us, okay? And if we, when Arsenal lost 2-1 to City, we're gonna go to Arsenal again. But when Arsenal lost 2-1 to Manchester City, the Arsenal fans applauded their players. Yes, Arsenal lost 2-1 to City, but Arsenal gave them a full game for 90 minutes. Those Arsenal players ran their heart out. They gave it their all. When we lost 2-1 to Man City, what did we do? What did we do? We didn't. Also, when we lost 4-1 to Man City, what did we do? We gave up. We didn't even clap the fans. We walked off. Arsenal lost 2-1 to Man City, but at least, the Arsenal fans could see Man City were a quality ahead. They gave it the rule. We lost 4-1 because we didn't try. If we'd have played like Arsenal did when they lost 2-1 to Man City and we'd have ran our hearts out and tried really hard, I'd be sitting there going, we gave them a good game. We were actually unlucky to lose. Fair play to United. But the reason I'm so angry with this loss is that we didn't try. It wasn't like we lost, we tried and we were unlucky. We lost, we deserved to be thrashed, and we gave up. Thank you very much, Dennis G, for the super chat. Lingard and Rashford were on the media clicks FC. Says Dennis. And Daryl, thank you very much for being a member of the Hello Club for 3 months. We're just an embarrassment, says Daryl. And you're absolutely correct. Gaz says we're 22 likes away from 200 likes, guys. So if you're watching right now and you've not hit that like button, please do hit that like button. If you were infuriated with this Manchester United squad, if this Manchester United squad is starting to frustrate you and do your head in like it's doing my head in, go ahead and smash that like button, because I'm absolutely myself getting fed up with this Manchester United squad. I'm absolutely getting fed up, honestly. 3-1. Honestly, we lose 4-1, and instead of taking responsibility, they're just sending out leaks. Talk this, talk that. And do you know what? I'm going to read out this. It's come out that apparently now Marcus Rashford has a good relationship with Ralph Rangnick, but has come concerned about his position within the team. So it came out this morning. Rashford couldn't understand why he'd been benched. Rashford was annoyed that he's been benched. Rashford's probably seen the outrage by fans saying, well, you deserve to be benched. Why are you complaining about it? And now Rashford's come out and just confirmed that he has a good relationship with Ralph Rangnick, and the reason he's annoyed is because he wants to get in the England squad. PR FC. Social media FC. Guys, if you want the Glazers out, hit that like button. If you want these players' attitudes to change, hit that like button, because I am fed up. I'm absolutely fed up. Honestly. There's a big problem. Honestly, I'm going to show you. Do you want to see a shocking tweet? Do you guys want to see a shocking tweet? Okay. Here's another shocking tweet. And people might agree with this tweet. I think it's a stinker. The fan base is winding me up. We brought Cavani in, who pushed out the young Anthony Martial. He was not young, he was 25, who was just getting started. And then we brought Ronaldo in, who pushed out the young Marcus Rashford. We got rid of our present and future for 2 strikers with a combined age of 70. We ruined something special. Now, first of all, Cavani did not push out Martial. Martial got more minutes than Cavani last season. Martial just wasn't performing. So then Cavani became the main striker. Ronaldo's not pushed out Rashford because Rashford's a left winger and Ronaldo's a striker. So this tweet for me, awful tweet. Awful tweet. Now the recruitment's been bad. We haven't brought in the right players, but this tweet is awful, isn't it? I don't get some of the fans. I don't get them. Martial was inconsistent. Exactly. I don't get what this fan's on about. Martial was so inconsistent. One of the Ollie sections has said that. Banter United. We are Banter United. Cavani has been shit. Oh my God. I am losing it with Edison Cavani. Look, has Ronaldo been good these last 3 months? No. Ronaldo has not been good these last 3 months. But at the end of the day, Ronaldo is 37. And if Ronaldo is fit and able to play, he will start, he will play. Cavani's refusing to play because he doesn't want to play. Cavani's taking long holidays. Cavani's taking his time coming back from injury. Ronaldo, if he can play, he will play. Ronaldo was injured. Do not believe this fake story that Ronaldo was faking an injury because he's annoyed about it. That story is BS. Ronaldo at 37 has to deal with this shit and makes himself available for Manchester United as much as possible. Cavani's out here not even making himself available for United. We've got no Martial, we've got no Greenwood, we've got a big striker problem, and Cavani don't care. Cavani don't care as long as he gets his holiday. He's not making himself available. I'm absolutely disgraced with the attitude of Edison Cavani as well. Niloy, thank you very much for the super chat. When the season will end, it will be 9 seasons without a league and 5 seasons since we last won a trophy. I'm afraid to say those jackasses will still be running our club. We will win nothing to at least 2030 to 32. It feels like there's at least another 10 years. It feels like it's going to be another. It feels like we're going to be the new Liverpool. 20 years without a trophy. Imagine that. 20 years without a trophy. That should be unheard of at Manchester United. That should be absolutely unheard of. But we could actually go 20 years without a trophy. And you know what? The Glazers have blood on their hands, if that is the case. The Glazers 100% have blood on their hands. United have ruined Ronaldo. Well, he's 37. You know, what you expecting from a 40-year-old forward? We have too high expectations from Ronaldo, but we're relying on him because Cavani, rumoured, and Martial absolutely fucked off. Honestly, I cannot be bothered. Just, guys, this team needs to sort themselves out. Now, I don't think all the leaks are true, but these players, you know what? These players can. If the players want to make it up to us, they can win the Champions League. If these players truly care about this club, if these players truly are sorry, if these players, you know, all these social media apologies, all these leaks blaming everyone else, if these players want to make it up to us fans, they've got to go and win the Champions League this season because we're not getting top 4. To the players, you should be embarrassed after that Manchester City defeat because you stood there, you were static, you let them have 92% possession for the last 20 minutes. That is unheard of, that is embarrassing. Our arch rivals, you absolutely embarrassed us. Instead of writing a social media post, instead of getting your PR teams to put out some tweets about you and put out some posts about you, I want this Manchester United squad to go show us their apology when we play Atletico Madrid. Go show us what you didn't do versus Manchester City. Go and do it against Atletico Madrid next week. That is the way you can apologise to us. Go give us a good performance against Atletico Madrid, and that can be your apology. That will be your apology. Go win the Champions League and we'll forgive you this season. Because if we don't win the Champions League, this is the worst season in my life as a United fan. And I was here under the Moyes season, but the expectations for the Moyes season were pretty low. The expectation for this season was a trophy and top 4. We were thinking challenge for a title. We thought top 4. We expected top 4. We weren't even worried about top 4 at the beginning of the season. And we expected a trophy. That was the requirement this season. The only way I can forgive these players this season is if we go win the Champions League. And do we think that's going to happen? No. But if they give it their all, they go beat Atletico Madrid, and they win that game, cool. You're on the way to redemption. But the only way you're going to redeem yourself after that Man City performance is to start showing up on the pitch. Because I am fed up as a Manchester United fan this season, week in, week out, seeing poor performance, players not trying. I know some of these players aren't United quality, but you know what? I'm not even going to criticise Scott McTominay because at least he fucking tries. Do I think he should start week in, week out? No. Do I think he's good enough? No, but at least he tries. The bare minimum I expected you to run your heart out because you're getting paid so much money to play for Manchester United, like the biggest club in the world. You're getting paid ridiculous amounts of money, and some of these players aren't even trying. I mean, that is the bare minimum. The bare minimum I expect. It's laughable. It's absolutely laughable. As Daryl said, it's worse than we got relegated. Honestly, this season, they're not even doing the bare minimum we expect. Not even the bare minimum. I can't even. I'm fuming. I've absolutely lost it with the squad. I want the season to end, and we'll do some PR. United are doing their PR spin about Poch and Ten Hag already. I mean, it's whenever we put in a bad performance, it's Poch this, Ten Hag this. I don't care about Poch. I don't care about Ten Hag. I care about this club because the players will throw any manager that comes in under the bus. I don't care who the next manager is. If you want to put a good, you know what, United? As Gaz said, we're going to get Thrash versus Anfield, and I'm afraid you're correct there, Gaz. But do you know what? This is my message to Man United. Do you know what, Man United? This is my message to you, okay? This is my message to you. To you. Sort yourself out. Sort yourself out. Because us fans, we deserve a trophy. We need a trophy. We are Manchester United. Get back the new manager. Tell the players. Get rid of the bad eggs. I do not care if it embarrasses you. I don't care if it makes you look bad. Do your thing. Do your thing. Alice, I agree, but what top players are going to come here for no Champions League football next season? You're correct. Liverpool, I can't even think about the Liverpool game. It makes me feel sick. Honestly, Fletcher in, 2 new signings coming, Tony and Donny. This is the thing. Man United will say, well, if we have a shit transfer window in the summer because the Glazers don't want to spend money, they'll say, oh, but Donny and Tony are like a new signing. Fuck off. Fuck off. Do you know what I mean? Remember when Sancho's went out on loan, and Ollie was like, yeah, Sancho's coming back, will be like a new signing. Fuck off. No way. Man United, stop with your new manager PR spin. United, if you want to do, if Manchester United are watching, if Manchester United are listening, if you want to do a PR spin that's going to get the fans happy, then say Maguire's leaving. You know what? If you want to do PR spin, instead of talking about new managers, PR spin that Harry Maguire is leaving, and you might get the fans a little bit excited. I'll tell you that now. That's the best PR spin you can do. Not Rangnick this, not Ten Hag that. Just do a PR spin that Maguire's leaving, and you might be all right. I'll tell you that. That's my message to Manchester United. That is my complete message. I'll tell you this now, but guys, I am gonna defo not water. Look, I wish it was vodka. United would put me on vodka, wouldn't I? United could easily get it's water. If it was vodka, I wouldn't be drinking it like this. Let's be real. But being a United fan, people wouldn't be shocked if this was vodka right now. But honestly, guys, I am going to wrap up today's live stream. Let me just read out this comment. Manchester United conceded 4+ goals in 4 of their last 21 league matches, as many as it's taken Liverpool across their last 125 and Man City across their last 220. Look at that stat on the screen there. Look at that stat. Embarrassing. And all 4 of those games have been without Varane. I'll tell you what, Varane is our best centre-back by a country mile. By an absolute country mile. We'll throw that out there. Our worst centre-back is our captain. Some of our players are not performing. There's a big attitude problem. But the biggest problem is that board. Those owners need to go. That board needs to restructure. I am fed up with this club. Now, guys, I might be back tomorrow night. If not, I will definitely be live Wednesday night. So, a lot of people have been saying, and I want to break down the channel plan. A lot of people have been saying, Alice, there hasn't been many live streams on the channel lately. There's been a 50-50 mix between live streams and videos. And I noticed that when I do a lot of videos, my live streams get less views. And then when I do a lot of live streams, my video gets less views. I know some people prefer live streams, some people prefer videos. But Tuesday and Thursdays, unless Man United are playing on Tuesday and Thursdays, they will be short video days. Every other day will be live streams. Live stream every Monday, live stream every Wednesday, live stream every Friday, live stream every Sunday. And obviously, if there's a game on a Saturday, watch along on a Saturday. But let me know down below, do you prefer live streams or short videos, or are you enjoying sort of the mix? But we had 2 videos today. We had a live stream and we had a short video today as well. But guys, thank you for tuning in today's video. Thank you very much, Crimson, for the super chat saying, I love you, Alice. Well, I love you for sending the super chat. Very much appreciated. And look, I pray. We'll see. Our Man United have got Tottenham on Saturday. Tottenham, we could probably beat them. But next Tuesday, this time next week, I'll be doing a match preview to Man U Atletico. Next Tuesday, we need to beat Atletico. We need to beat Atletico next Tuesday. I tell you that now. So yeah, guys, make sure you subscribe to Alice Talks Football if you're not subscribed. Make sure you smash a like if you have not already. I'm going to be live on Wednesday. I'll probably be back tomorrow with a video. If there's any breaking news, I will be live tomorrow evening. If any big news comes out, I'll be live tomorrow evening. If not, I'll be live again Wednesday. I'll be live again Friday. I'll be live Saturday for a watch along. I'll be live Sunday. I'll be live Monday. And I'll be live Tuesday next week. So make sure you subscribe, smash a like. Keep up everybody in the chat. See you next time. Bye.